Olipop is delicious. 7 different flavors to choose from. Usually when someone says it's good for you, the big question is what does it taste like? Well, the ginger lemon tastes like ginger ale with lemonade added to it. Olipop. The strawberry vanilla tastes like strawberry shortcake in a can. It's like dessert for after dinner, during dinner. Olipop. Don't just take my word for it. Head over to drinkolipop.com and pick out your favorite flavor.
And welcome back, gang, and ladies and gentlemen, to the Upsets Premier League. We are into day 2 of the playoffs yet again. And I am, as always, your host for the evening, Ravishing Graphics, the most ravishing man on the internet. Joined here by my side by, gentlemen, ladies, we got Golden Boy on the desk with us here. Welcome.
Yeah,
Golden Boy, how you doing?
I don't have my costume on yet. I don't have my costume. Hold on. Okay, now
I hate you. I hate you so much.
No problems here.
I'm
dressed up for Halloween, Ravish. I dressed up as my hero. What about you, man?
You know what? I'm also dressed up as my hero.
Hold on. It's
There's more?
Did I refresh my feed? Okay, I refreshed I pressed the F5
God.
button. That was my bad. But
oh my God.
I gotta make sure. Hold on. I can't freaking do the duh. Okay, there we go.
So while you figure out your life real quick.
Oh my
and he
God.
I got the entire thing going, dog. I got the entire thing. I'm ready for Halloween. I'm ready for it.
I can't believe you put the Naruto. You know what? That's a level of effort that I respect heavily. So to catch us all up here yet again, before we do all that, we do yet again have our wonderful guest here today, Spring 2018 UPL champion, and the man who allegedly played against Faker, Daniel RMC. What's going on with you, baby?
Hey, I'm super excited to be here. I've never casted or been on, analyst desk for UPL, so I'm kind of excited to give out some hot takes because hearing from some of my members in this call, some interesting opinions has been formed, I think.
I mean, we can get into the opinions that we have between all of us here today. So real quick, bro, Daniel, if you don't know, I usually have a whole Naruto wall scroll behind me. I'm moving, so I have nothing. And
I put it.
I'm sorry.
Nothing, man.
It's fine. You know what? Here, I'll be Golden Boy. You can be Ravishing Rappers today. How about that?
All right.
That works out beautifully. And then you can be Daniel. So, Daniel, you being yourself, all right? Let's dive right into the match that we have going on today. That's going to be SLU versus Winthrop B. Now, both these teams have had standout performances. SLU been more disappointing in some games, but Winthrop, right? The main narrative that we had for them for a long time is that they've been punching above the weight class, and I would like to dead that today because they've been performing consistently for so long, Eric.
Yeah, they definitely have. Just Winthrop's B team has been one of those squads that they just found synergy right from the get-go, and they started blowing out expectations. My bud and the boys, they're styling. But on the other side of the rift, you got a man who, with a fresh Scouting Grounds invitation in hand and a resume to boot, it's Strompest in the squad of St. Louis University. And this is going to be a tough one for me to call personally, Ravish, because there's a lot of potential on both sides. Starting off with St. Louis University, right? It's Strompest. If the man gets fed, if he gets freed, he's hard to stop. He snowballs so well, but we've seen weaknesses on St. Louis University. The MU matchup showed that between Zaga and Cozy, they had a little issues when it came to the communication there. Their matchup against SSFW that we saw, they had issues dealing with dive comps. We saw yesterday SSFW, they love that type of play style. They love to go fast and aggro, but there still is potential here. I love Zaga. Zaga's been one of the newer players who has been someone who plays a lot for his team, despite being that newer player, despite having that shallow champion pool. He plays a lot of easy to execute champions, a lot of champions that are enablers, and it should work well for someone like Cozy, who does go for those dive champions, but we have yet to see that really click too well between them. If it can, I do see a lot of potential for St. Louis University, but I am getting to the races on this one because I am excited for this matchup.
I mean, honestly, I am too, man, because considering both these teams, in my opinion, seem very, very close. But to dive in deeper onto more about these players here, Daniel, you're personally spiritual. Talk to me about what you know about these guys.
St. Louis Esports, coming out of the division, it looks like their score was kind of shaky in comparison to Winthrop University B. But they have a really rough groove. MU at the top of collegiate for so long. SSF, like a really strong team in my opinion. Shogo's kind of crazy. Colthro's like really good. Choki's the entire roster. So like they're going up against like some really rough opponents. And to be honest with you, I think Strumpus, like he might be coin flipping in like group stage games, but it's playoff days, baby. Like it's best of 3. I think they're gonna go like extremely hard in this best of 3 in playoffs, quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm. No, you're fine. You got it. Don't worry. Yesterday I said some things too, so it's fine. We all messed up our dates. It's all good. But like you were saying, yeah. Big note is going to be on Sean Pest too, because like you mentioned, Eric, he's been one of the star players on this roster. And talking to Chu just a little bit before this too, he's also been talking about, like the early game for SLU is really what they want to focus in on, because that's been the roughest part of the overall play. But if teams do not capitalize on the snowball, if teams going to shut them down within like 20 minutes or so, Strop at that point will likely have 400 farm, and he'll battle anybody's sideline, so will Shroud. So that's one thing we definitely need to pay attention to today, is the solo laners on both of these squads, which are so extremely, extremely strong. Actually, Daniel, going back to you on this, man.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you played against these guys before, right? Like, you know their day in and day out. Look at these solo lanes. What are you looking at in between them?
For which team?
For actually either one of these.
The solo laners, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think SLU is going to smash Winthrop. Like in my opinion, like Haberagi actually I think is really good, but I think Strumpus is a couple leagues ahead of him in my opinion. My bud new to the scene. I think he could actually have a chance against Cozy Shroud, but Cozy Shroud, like I've actually like played against him. I'm not like actually against him in lane, but like sometimes he's just like come out and like smash the enemy top laner. And I feel like a lot of the focus is like bot mid for SLU, but sometimes randomly Cozy Shroud's just gonna come out there like get like a small lead, and then the game's completely over. I think Haberagi, though, if there is a chance for Winthrop in the solo lanes, I think Haberagi with Mordio, especially Mordio in the jungle, I think Mordio is really good. I think they could have an upset in the mid lane.
A definite possibility, right? Considering the talent that all these players carry. And I know you didn't mention it, but Andy Bendy is really quite up there too. And I know bot lane has been something that SLU's been focusing on. But I personally wouldn't want Andy Bendy to bend me either, but Eric, where do you stand on Andy bending you?
Oh God, Ravish, why you gotta segue me with that one? But this was a tough one for me to call because everything Daniel said, it's damn true. St. Louis University is a strong team, but I've been on the hype train all season for Winthrop in the UPL. I got to continue with this one. My bud has proven to be an extremely flexible top laner. He has great synergy with the bloodthirsty skirmishing style that we've seen out of Crabapple Boy. Grim does really well on late game scaling ADCs. He showed a lot of rough edges when he was trying to go for those mage bottom lanes to get something more oppressive, especially when the meta pushed towards Misfortune. It didn't seem like his most comfortable state. But the thing I did really enjoy about watching Winthrop through this season is they're a team that grows, they're a team that learns. And over these last couple of games, Grim has been getting better at playing that type of style. I think they're a squad that has a lot of potential. It's a tough one to call this one, but yeah, 2-1 Winthrop B.
I mean, I know exactly what you mean, Eric, man. I'm in the exact same camp, bro. Seeing this dude's day in and day out. Because look, bro, like, big shout out to the SLU boys. I think they're absolutely a fantastic squad. Like you mentioned, Strumpus just booked his ticket to Scudder Grounds as well. And they carry a lot of experience behind them. I just talking to Chu, like Chu is great. They also just got like Maroki over as their team manager too. And they have Miko doing the draft, right? So he's coming in as well as one of their coaches. So like, I like all these dudes, but man, I put so many of my eggs into the Winthrop basket, so I might as well go hard or go home. It's going to be 2-0 for the Winthrop boys, but I am more than welcome to be proven wrong if possible. So with that being said, we're going to cut it over to our casters tonight. Actually, I have a small break, but afterwards, we'll have Travis D and the one and only Elton Muck XD casting with y'all tonight. We'll see you back in a bit. I hate you.
I noticed I drink a lot of sodas when I'm gaming. Might as well drink something that's good for me. Head over to drinkolipop.com and order your favorite flavor.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we are back at the UPL. My name is Travesty. I thought I was casting with the god himself, XT, but it looks like I have a different guest here.
Yeah, I actually arm wrestled XT and took him out, so now it's me. It's me, Deserex. I'm on the broadcast now, Travesty. How you doing, man? I'm really excited to be here again.
Yeah, I'm doing great. So it's a crazy.
Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes and tell me how you really feel.
You zoomed in. Really.
What's up, everyone?
I had this whole thing where I was like, I'm going to talk about how XT is like the god of observing and all this other stuff, and he's gracing us with his presence. And then all of a sudden, Eric ganking in the caster desk. Go back to the analyst desk, man. We are getting in to what is going to be a fun night of games here, XT.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how both Winthrop B and St. Louis University both kind of match up today. I'm super excited to be here on the desk, kind of as a last-minute replacement here. Shout out to Rebel. Love him to death, buddy. But, now it's going to be me and you today, Travesty, and I'm more than excited to see what both teams can bring to the table. We're 1 week into the new patch, right? We're on patch 11.21. Right? Couple of changes here and there. The biggest being Gore Drinker was toned down a bit, right? But that only really realistically takes out most like abusers like Trinimir or the Assassins from it. A lot of bruisers still can take it, so I don't think the meta's changed too much from what maybe many people are currently watching at Worlds. But I'm really interested to see on how both teams kind of adapt and face each other, right? They're coming off a pretty hot streak of wins here. We have a couple new champions in the mix now. Vex was something that St. Louis was playing around with yesterday. But, Travesty, as we head into the draft, I'm really excited to see how both these teams kind of adapt against each other. As, they're honestly quite similar to each other if you really think about it.
Dude, it's a collegiate showdown here, and these are two squads to keep your eyes on. I mean, Winthrop is, of course, this is the B team, but Winthrop is the current reigning collegiate champions out there, and SLU has put themselves up as a new possible contender out there in the collegiate scene. So this is going to be a very big matchup between two teams in the UPL that are that have been basically kicking ass and taking names, honestly, inside their group stage. So I am excited to see what's on the table. Hey, no cat either in this game one.
Even before we even talk about what's on the table, let's talk about what's getting off the table. What has everyone banned against Winthrop? Ziggs, Seraphina, Soraka. Those have been the most common bans right now against Winthrop because of what Grim and Koskinen have been able to put out in the bot lane. And this time we're seeing a difference of bans here. We're seeing the Yuumi get taken away this time. Not commonly banned against Winthrop, but obviously a ban in the meta, right? Yuumi just enables so many picks to be so strong, especially champions who are innately tanky. And especially, in the laning phase where we're seeing a lot of Enchanter support, in the bottom lane. I'm really interested in seeing on how many Enchanters get taken off the table, but we're already seeing a kind of a pseudo-Enchanter being taken off. Lucian getting taken out does theoretically mean Nami's also getting taken out as well.
Yeah, I honestly, I feel like if you take away, like you see Strumpus, Andy, Bendy, Cozy, you're just like, yeah, take Lucian off the table. All three of these players will pop that out in an instant. Lee Sin taken off the table, so a very popular jungle that we are not going to get see piloted from the squad of Winthrop.
What a shame.
Here. No, what a shame.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing as well, when we look at the junglers here, both Zaga and Mordio, I think it's two different sides of a coin here, right? Zaga, we've been seeing him right now play more towards the utility role. Last week he played the Poppy and the Trundle. I'm pretty sure he might be, looking to maintain that role this week, kind of as supportive. I wouldn't be surprised if he's being, his pick is being saved for the last two. Mordio, I think, has been popping off, has had a couple of great games so far on the Graves, on the Lee Sin. So he's probably going to be looking to be more of that carry-oriented role. But speaking of carries, we're going to be seeing that LeBlanc Rise ban, I'm pretty sure, going for Winthrop because, those are two of Strumpus' best champions. While St. Louis, they are SLU, they are opting to not ban any of the big three so far for Winthrop, so maybe they bring it out. We'll just have to wait and see.
They said the big three is old news. They got a new three they got their eyes onto here. LeBlanc actually looking like it might not be possibly banned here. There is a current hovel on the community. See if it is a good ban. Over. So there you go. Take that away from Cozy, who's been very predominant. Now, first pick.
LeBlanc and Graves are open at the moment. I think those are two very comfortable champions right now in the meta, but I think there might be a little bit of a priority towards the bot lane, right? Misfortune is still up. Although the Yuumi is not up, Misfortune is still considered one of the best ADs in the meta. Graves gets locked in. That can be flexed to three roles, right? Mid, jungle, and top, theoretically. But this does leave up both the LeBlanc and the Misfortune for Winthrop to take if they want. Or they can also take one of their own picks, right? They've been successful with as well, the Seraphine, Soraka, or Ziggs. But I think that's the problem. I think St. Louis has been doing a great job so far on kind of, locking down Winthrop. It's like you either play meta or you play what you're comfortable with. We're going to take what works for the best, is what Winthrop says. They take the Zig that has been banned against them over and over and over again. That's been going over to the bot lane for Grim and Koskinen, right, have been doing both a great job when it comes to bringing out these really unique picks. And Ziggs has been pretty prevalent in the meta so far in Season 11.
Yeah, and talking about it, you were talking about the carry picks, the Kha'Zits coming out here, so definitely looking to put on a performance. Now it's on SLU on what they would like to lock in, and they choose the Leona as their first option, possibly to pair it with an MF.
Yeah, I mean, Miss Fortune is, in theory, like the best ADC you can get right now in the meta. She's been picked over, like, I think 48% of the time. Oh, but Jhin is actually going to get locked in here. And that's more for the trades here. That's more for the lane dominance. You want to get that early level 1, level 2 advantage here. Usually with the Ziggs, you're pairing him up with maybe a Enchanter. And that just means level 2. If this Jhin and Leona is able to get to it first, you're going to get taken down. But that is probably going to be a support Maokai locked in for Koskinen. And there's going to be a lot of poke here for Winthrop. So a lot of very different play styles here heading into bot lane, where you're getting a lot of poke on one side, a lot of aggression on the other side. But round 2's of bans here, I expect Strumpest to get his LeBlanc ban, but also maybe many more mid lane bans here. Syndra is going to be the first of them.
Yeah, first one taken off the table. See how these teams further delve into the pools here as they're cutting down these mid laners at this current moment in time from both sides, as neither mid laner has been locked in.
Yeah. Both these mid laners right now, Strumpus and Haberagi, they both have had a lot of experience in their respective teams, or at least in their respective in the scene, right? Haberagi's been around for Winthrop for about 2 years now, not on the main roster, but has been, a kind of a substitute player for whatnot. We do see the Kled ban coming in. I think that's probably going to be a response to something that Mabud has up his sleeve, so we'll have to really wait and see. Winthrop do have the Kanan pick, but I expect him to go for potentially the top lane pick here, save what they want, save what they have for the mid lane for Strumpus when he locks it in, and we get the Wukong.
I love this. I love this, man. We got some monkey business coming up from my bud up there in the top side on the map, so it is going to be curious. Last time I saw Strumpus play the Fizz, it wasn't too aggressive, but it's the best swap. There it is. You were talking about it earlier on.
We hinted about it earlier while we were about to head into the draft, but here it is. Strumpest, I think, had about 13 kills the last time he was able to play it against Converse right before playoffs started. And we do see Zaga gonna be on the Poppy, a great counter pick here. We have 3 dashes on the side of Winthrop, and Poppy is, within the champ pool for Zaga, has been playing a lot of these utility supportive junglers. And what better pick there is than either Trundle or Poppy? Poppy's gonna get locked in. Victor asked for a response. I'm not really a fan of this. I'm gonna be real. Victor has seen better days right now in the meta. He isn't really that popular, and I've also seen some discussions on Twitter, right, where Victor is kind of probably on the weaker end of mid laners at the moment, but he is going to be up against the Vex, which I'll talk a little bit more in depth later when we get into game. But overall, both these teams, I think, are playing their own unique style. Winthrop with the poke-heavy bot lane with a lot of siege and whatnot, while on the other side, St. Louis, a lot of fundamentals here, a lot of basic picks, a lot of straightforward stuff. Nothing really too out of the ordinary here. I'm really excited to see how both these teams kind of do.
I mean, excitement is definitely the right word for it, because we were talking about it earlier when we were talking about comfort and whatnot. There's a lot of comfort. This plays, both of the drafts here that we see actually play to a lot of the strengths that we've seen this SLU squad, the Winthrop B squad, show over the course of the UPL season here, as these teams have grown and have become even more powerful as time has gone on. So it's been phenomenal to see it, and this is just a great draft to showcase both of the team's talents right off the get-go, man. This is game number 1.
Yeah, game number 1, and both these teams are already pulling out all the stops to see who's going to be able to take this game 1 in this best of 3, right? You got to remember, we're in playoffs now. We're not regular season anymore. You lose, you're out. You're gone. You're done, right? And happy Halloweens to everyone. That's going to be the scare of your night, because whoever loses this one is getting sent to the Shadow Realm. And by the Shadow Realm, I mean they're just out of the tournament, and we don't want any of that to be happening to any of our teams here, right? So, in this round of 16, yesterday, we just saw Grandview University unfortunately get knocked out, right? We don't want to see, well, both these teams don't want to kind of repeat this, right? But both these teams right now, they are playing with a lot of pride on the line, but especially they're playing with a lot of, confidence as well, with both these teams kind of just locking in their comfort travesty. And one of the things I'm always going to keep our eye on is Trump has recently just gone into Proving Grounds, right? Scrown Grounds, sorry, right, is going to be coming in as one of these premier mid laners and towards 2 weeks, yeah, there's lots of hype around him, and he's going to be piloting at Vex, who we haven't been able to see just yet. If you're coming out from Worlds, if this is your first stream for UPL, we haven't been able to see Vex so far, but we'll talk more about Vex when we get into game, Travis. I'm really excited to see how both these teams do.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what the mechanics are going to look at inside of this game here, especially from somebody like Strumpus, who has shown a lot of talent, as you said. By the way, XT, to follow up on something that you talked about earlier, I am fully expecting, if this goes to a full 3-game series or something like that, I want the dual disc out. I know you have to have one, right? Like,
it's somewhere in the depths of Elton's house. Anyways, speaking of whose house we're in now, we're in the Summoner's Rift house. Knock, knock. It's Zaga on your screen right now, playing the Poppy. And here we go, folks. Yeah, I guess. They're all there. All right, let's talk about the Maokai first, right? This is a double AP bot lane. He didn't take the Arcane Comment, and this is the reason why. Actually, he's taking the Aftershock here. I think he's getting ready for that level 2, right? He's looking to match T-Sum on this Leona. She does go in. So Koskanen, he knows that this is going to be a pretty all-in heavy bot lane. He wants to have that extra kind of safety here, and I don't blame him at all. Plus, double Arcane Comets is probably annoying to the average viewer, so he's probably just looking out for us,
Just looking out for the eyes behind the screen, watching the gameplay happen here. I'd love to see that kind of concern coming into play, but we are seeing just these junglers very safe start, very standard coming out. Right. No invasions, no early vision game coming out here. Both these junglers are starting on the same side of the map as well, towards this bottom area.
Yeah, top lane is a little bit interesting to path towards, especially with Jace kind of being the modern day, like, who's a great neutralizer coming into this patch. He's just a great neutralizer, right? He's not going to lose the lane. He is definitely one of the more oppressive top laners at the moment. It's really hard to trade against him. He's able to get in free autos thanks to his buckshot and his fleet footwork. So he just autos you once, gets away, and also pushes into wave. So there isn't really a lot of room for you to kind of compete against the Grey as well. Strompet starting the W on this, or the E, I think. On the Vex. This is the first time I'm casting Vex, actually, so bear with me here, but some early trades already happening.
Yeah, I love it, too. He's got the electrocute. He's ready to have that lane dominance, but you can already see something you were talking about earlier on, XT, talking about the lane dominance that SLU is wanting to put forward in this bottom side. You can see the Maokai trying to throw those children in there willy-nilly, try to get some damage out there, force off this Leona Jhin, but they're doing an excellent job zoning them out.
Yeah, right now, a lot of the champions you see on the screen for Winthrop are going to be weak in the early game, right? Kha'Zix doesn't really come online until he gets, his serrated Dirk. Ziggs doesn't really come online until he gets that Lost Chapter. Same thing for Victor, really needs that first item in order for him to really come online to help contest the wave. Maokai is probably the closest thing we're going to get to, an early game champion here. And while you see on the rest of the side of SLU, they have champions with so much prio, it's not even funny. And there's the Poppy to kind of back everyone up in case anyone tries to goes in. Zaga right now is just going to be chilling the bot lane, or in the top lane right now. His bot lane and mid lane are both under tower. So really good pathing here from Zaga to kind of just track this Kha'Zix.
Doing an excellent job at doing just that, is backing away to go ahead and claim this top scuttle. They have full control over this. And look at this. This is double scuttle.
Feels bad, man. You hate to see it.
Not for SLU.
Yeah. I mean, feels bad for Winthrop. Feels great for SLU. They're like, oh, yeah, look at all these free, jungle camps here. Zaga right now, I've talked a little bit about him being kind of that supportive player. But right now, there's a lot of pressure being put into jungle things that play, and this Kha'Zix is really going to be feeling it, isn't really going to be able to start off with that serrated Dirk first back, and now he doesn't really have any camps in his jungle to really take, so he's just going to be wandering aimlessly for another minute.
Some key summoner spells have been used, by the way. Just saw both mid laners TP back into the mid lane, so neither mid laner wanting to give up prio in this mid lane. As you can see, Kha'Zix trying to find an angle somewhere, just not going to be able to find any of the avail. TPs are being used left and right, actually. Mabud just used his up in the top side. Same for Cozy. So None of these laners are saying, "Oh, we need TP for any kind of early ganks."
No mercy, dude. Keep the pressure up. You know Winthrop's early game is whack, right? So there's nothing to hold you back to keep building that small incremental leads for yourself, right? There's nothing stopping you at all. So Strumpus and Cozy are doing just that. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, we're still seeing, unfortunately, Grim on the 6 is getting zoned out, is just not able to clear this wave right now. He doesn't have his lost chapter yet. All they can do is poke, and maybe they're able to bully him out of lane, but right now, they're just not able to do just that. And Andy Bendy may be going for the first back, canceled his recall, so they're probably going to be staying around for a couple more waves.
Yeah, stick around for a little bit more. Has some more gold to collect on, as my bud being forced under tower with this oppressive Graves pick.
Hi, Baragi, man. I feel
He's
so
not
bad
enjoying
for him.
himself.
Dude, it's just unfortunate, man. All the mid laners get banned. What's available? Vex, and what's available to counter to Vex? Let me go down the list here. Maybe I could play Twist of Fate. No, banned. Maybe I could play LeBlanc. No, banned. Syndra. No, that's banned too. All the mid laners got banned. You're just stuck with the scraps. This Victor right now is not gonna have the time of his life. He's going into lane with what's that? Negatron cloak? No, wait. The tier below it. No magic mantle, yeah. And the tier, dude.
That tells a story.
Where's the, where's the presence in the lane? He's just building fully defensive right now. We just gotta F's in the chat, buddies. Hey, Baragi, man. I'm sorry. You're playing this Victor. It's rough, buddy.
Yeah, it is definitely a rough story for him at this current moment in time. But talking about rough stories, Kha'Zix smelling that out. Not going to get bug splat against the wall here.
Dude.
So that's going to be good for the Kha'Zix.
If you're a Kha'Zix and the person that right now you can gank is only the Graves, you're feeling it, man. How are you killing this Graves? There's no CC to set you up, right? My bud just turned level 6. And you also have to be wary of Zaga, who right now is, has decided to set up a 10 in the top lane to make sure Cozy is not, gonna get caught out. It's not gonna be losing his leads right now. And Cozy, all he has to do on this Graves is just keep pushing the wave and keep getting more farm for himself, keep getting stronger and stronger. When he is able to get that first item, who's gonna be able to touch him? I don't really know. Who's gonna duel him? Right? So it's, again, you gotta realize the early game right now for St. Louis is looking pretty scary. And hey, Baragi.
Yeah, Ibaragi caught out on a beautiful bit
there's the
there.
flash.
Good flash to get away from harm, as harm was sure to befall. Now it's going to be the Poppy caught out of position here. Lots of damage traded in. This is going to be an overstep for sure. First blood as Poppy drops to the Chaos Storm.
A little bit ambitious there from Zaga, right? You already got the flash for Heibaragi, but that doesn't mean he was by himself. The rest of Winthrop were on their way, and Zaga was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's going to feel really good for Winthrop. They need every single kill they can get. They need every single lead they could try to generate here, because, again, their composition doesn't really work well in their early game. They need, if they want to, they're playing the waiting game right now, but they will take any opportunities that's presented to them. And so far right now, Crap Apple Boy is going to go ahead and get that first dragon for himself, the Ocean Dragon. Great job, Mario.
Nice, silky smooth dragon to apply to the skin, as now it's going to be some bullets being put into this tree here, as it's Leona following up. Grim trying to block for his support, but the bullet curves around him and finds the kill. But Taysom tastes a bomb there and will drop. But now it is the rotation coming in. A beautiful minefield. We'll be able to slow him down. Beautiful flash to keep away from the sun, and then that satchel charge to boot. Still have the Kha'Zix over here looking to see if they'll be able to make something happen. Keeper's Verdict 2-layer on the CC, but they are continuing to chase on forward. Gravity field has been laid out onto Zaga, not going to be stunned up. Still looking for more. The force shot has gone through, but does not find the kill for himself. But it's a beautiful flee, and Strumpus finds the kill onto the Victor. Sapling's thrown, but the rest of the squad from Winthrop B have to go ahead and make it back home.
There's just not enough damage right now, and unfortunately, sure, they got the 1-for-1 trade at the start, but Jin is there, Vex is there, they're able to kind of just protect Zaga, even when he goes in here. But now in the top lane, my bud trying to go on a Cozy Shroud, but
yeah, he's doing it right now. He is Cyclone, and Beyblade let it rip. My bud tearing it up in the top lane here. Cozy looking to try and bait him a little bit here. Leona is quick in route, followed up by a Poppy. This
No
Wukong
flash.
is in a dangerous spot. No mana available. Xenoblade catches the clone. Solar Flare doesn't find its target, and my bud gets out of a tricky situation.
Man, if T-Sum landed that clone, or landed that ultimate, man, Mabud would just have been so bad, because even though he gets away, he doesn't really get away because the clone is just still there, right? So, pretty interesting trade up top as well, flash for flash, but ultimately no one's got to get taken down. That's just, again, Graves is just really tricky to kind of take down, especially since he's able to get a lot of innate armor thanks to his quick draw, as well as just being able to kite with the fleet footwork. Bot lane, we just saw the trade saga really going in, and he's backed up by both Strombest and Andy Benny, who are both, pretty strong right now, right? They have a lot of built-in damage into their kits, and, they're looking pretty loaded. So again, Winthrop just doesn't really have a lot of tools right now in the early game. They do need a little bit of time. They are playing right now off of the ability for them to get picks, but in full-on team fights, they're just not really going to have fun. They really need that Ziggs to really come online, be able to poke alongside the Victor, to be able to kind of poke down St. Louis and be able to kind of take them down. Chip them down slowly but surely,
Yep. But hey, look, they sneak away Rift Herald. They get Shelly. That's fantastic for them to be able to find. Jump onto the Maokai. Is looking to follow that up. Strumpus did not tag the Maokai, so isn't able to continue forward. But
just a little bit too far.
Looking to slug. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a
little bit.
Couple inches.
Couple pixels. Right? Hello, Mr. Reich. Can you please buff my hitbox a little bit? Yeah, just give me a little bit of pixels. Thanks. I don't know if
scared about hitbox buffs.
I don't know if Strompest would actually have taken that, but either way, that's the kind of ability of Vex right now, being able to kind of just be there at the right place at the right time whenever she wants, right? So obviously that wasn't really a good example, but it could have been a good example, right? Strompest was definitely there to help back up T-Sum there, and that's right now, St. Louis, again, they're being proactive. They're trying to see whatever lead they can get. They're trying to kind of get ahead of the curve before Winthrop kind of becomes really hard to deal with, right? Because when we talk about the wave clear, Victor and Ziggs, right? Travesty, where's the wave? I just can't really see it happening when Winthrop's able to just clear it like it's nothing.
Yeah, it is a very interesting scenario, but hey, let's clear out the Ziggs. Has the satchel charge available, but doesn't find the angle needed to escape. Now Strumpus caught out of the way here. Lots of damage being laid out. The Chaos Storm brews, and you cannot weather that. Strumpus finds himself going down a 1-for-1 at the end of the day.
Another 1-for-1, and who does it really benefit? Andy Bendy right now with a 30 CS lead, crashing another wave under the Tower Grim, does not have teleport, is going to be looking to get this plating, and Strompest also does lose a wave himself, but this gen's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's going to be a force to be reckoned with as the game goes on here. Unfortunate timing for Strompest to be trying to roam down, gets caught, in a rotation and process from Winthrop, but again, great job from T-Sum. Again, this is an aggressive bot lane. You can't farm safely. They are going to go on top of you and try to take you out early. So now, right, we're seeing the Rift Herald get placed on top bot, but look at this teleport coming in. That's going to be a flank.
Oh,
it's a Graves.
Grim does have the Leandres completed. They're looking to jump onto the Graves as their target to keep them at bay. The twisted advance to try and keep everybody away, but it is going to be Kha'Zix trying to see if he can escape through the river. Does find some allies there, low HP bars for the side of SLU. Nobody going down. Robot going in! Play it like an assassin. That's how you do it on the Jin.
That's the lead there from Andy Bendy. Has that Gale Force, and he's looking pretty big right now. This Dragon's got to go on over to the side of SLU. But let's look at the top lane again, though. Wukong now gets to have a couple of plates to himself. Gets a little bit after being pushed into the tower for so long by this Graves. But, it's the law of equivalent exchange, right? You're going to have to end up trading for something. I'm glad Winthrop didn't really fully try to commit after a lost cause there. But, it is what it is. And, it's just going to be a drag for top lane trade here. But again, SLU going to be in the lead, and Andy Benny right now on this gen is going to be a force to be reckoned with. 2-0-2. Very scary.
Yeah, it needs a Gale Force gamer like you were talking about. That fourth shot is something exquisite to some and incredibly painful for others here, as we just got to see on the screen. And SLU right now, they're in a good spot for themselves in regards to...
That is a turret. That is another turret. Did you know
very astute.
turrets can
That's
be
another
teleported
turret
to?
with my butt.
Oh yeah, my bed teleport to that turret. Ooh,
Yeah.
shiny. I just want to remind everyone
Shiny
watching
turret.
that there are 4 play-by-play casters in the stream tonight. So I'm really sorry if this is not the color caster you're expecting, but I just want to bring a disclaimer here. I'm a play-by-play. Terrence is a play-by-play. Our producers are play-by-play. Scotty, are you a producer? Are you a play-by-play? Can you wave this mouse if you are? Just give us a yes or no. I don't know if you are or not, but
Just shake the screen violently.
just shake the screen. He's
Okay.
not he's not a play-by-play, but you know, there's a lot of play-by-plays here, so we're here for entertainment. But speaking of being entertained, that's a 2-man dive.
It's
Cozy.
Cozy, who is entertaining the idea of this. My bud is going to find himself barely living, but the same can't be said for the Kha'Zits as the shotgun will take him out. Poppy finds a kill on the Maokai in the bot lane as well, and SLU finding it some advantages across the map. Mega Death Bomb will kill the minion waves, but will do nothing more than that.
Ooh, what a shame. Can't get the turret, but doesn't really matter because, again, that's a ruthless aggression coming in, right? That's what SLU wants to do. They want to get you, and they want to take you out, right? That's just the whole presence of their comp. You have the Leona, you have the Poppy, you have the Vex. They're all looking to go in on you and looking to punish you if you're making any mistakes here. And although this first turret doesn't go down, it's still, again, a lot of gold going on over to the main carries again, right? Cozy now going to be able to get that 1-item power spike, is basically full build and is going to carry, right? This Graves sitting on the shield bow. So, and, you know, so is this Jhin, you know, just continue to get stronger and stronger. And the more
It's
AD he gets, the more he hurts. You know, that's the best color casting I have. So, you know, back to you, Travesty. What are your thoughts?
Back to you, Travesty. I'm just looking at the fact of, you know, looking at some of the itemization coming out here. Zeke get the first tower, but there is 3 members here for my bud. And
Yeah,
my
2
bud
towers gone.
is not long for the world, is getting jumped onto.
He's doing his
is being
best.
kept into fantastic range here, as just can't do anything at this point in time. He's just getting kited around a shotgun. Will find himself dropping Strumpus down here in the bot side to catch any possible waves, but there's nothing for Winthrop Breed down here.
Yeah, and you know, Winthrop, again, their strengths of their comp is that their ability to siege is quite scary, and they're able to kind of just shove in towers and be able to take them super easily. But at the same time, they can't really team fight. They can't really contest against St. Louis, right? They're just going to be able to be like, hey, buddy, you out here with your team? We're going to kill you. Right, so it's just like you snap their fingers, and all of a sudden someone's gonna get stunned up and taken out. Right, so both sides have their strengths right now, and right now, both sides are playing to their strengths. Right, they are getting the objectives they want. SLU, they're gonna get kills, they're gonna get team fights. Winthrop, they're gonna get turrets, they're gonna get objectives, but they're not getting farm, and that's the biggest thing. And so far in this top lane, hey Baragi.
That was a beautiful flash, by the way. Shroud
Good
taking
time.
a good amount of damage there. Shield bow popped as well, looking for a possible fight here in the mid lane, but this Vets is so safe over here. We'll be able to jam to MCR wherever they please, as nobody else from Winthrop Breed is really going to be able to lay siege to him.
Yeah. And you see Winthrop, you know, they're playing the 1-3-1. They're like, I know for a fact that we can't team fight, so instead we're going to play a 1-3-1 and never team fight at all, right? They're just going to do their best to shove in waves under tower and get as much farm as they can. And I keep thinking that the Maokai is a Blitzcrank, and I'm like, just hook him, but no, it's
The
a
skin
Maokai.
is deceiving, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
so
it earlier in the
deceiving.
game.
That arm looks like a Blitzcrank. Oh, but Seeker being deceived. Look at this. T-Sum in trouble.
T-Sum's the person you want to pull the trigger on here, though. Yeah, you got half.
He's
his
too
HP,
tanky.
but too tanky. This Leona is, and the rest of the SLU squad, they're going to be fine just catching up these waves in the mid lane. They got the prio.
Oh, don't do it, man. They're gonna try. They're gonna try to contest here. Actually, they can take down this Richter quite easily here. But look, this team fight may be coming in. There's a curtain call.
Yeah, curtain call heads coming in. They're getting a huge tangle up onto everybody here, but Maokai is going to be the one that's tripping over and falling down. The rest of the members of SLU are playing this fairly
think he's
slow,
reset
not
here.
wanting to overestimate Winthrop B here, as we do see a recall coming out from Strumpus over here onto the side. Does have the TP available as well.
Going to
he
the
could
bot lane.
possibly rejoin the fight. Is TPing towards his bot lane. They're sticking around. SLU might look for an angle here, but Strumpus is just staying there. This is a little bit weird. Getting into the brush range. Leona going in deep. Robot popping Victor. Completely decimating him. My butt is on fire. Has to retreat. Gets out barely alive. And SLU just turning it around. I thought it looked bad, but they make it look so good.
Yep, and that's an Infernal Drake. That's going to be the second Dragon Gov for the team going on over to SLU. I want to remind our viewers, Strompest has not been able to get his ult off in a team fight yet. That was a Vex or ultless Vex there, and that's still a team fight win for SLU. Right? They have they are so built. They are so built for these team fights right now, and there's just not really much they can do. Winthrop can do, right? All they can do right now is continue to play that split push game, see whatever farm they can find, and hope they can at least get a pick and translate it to something. Their Baron take is all dependent on this Kha'Zix, all their neutral objective, right? That's their damage, right? So it's going to be really hard for Winthrop right now. Again, they're 2K gold behind, but they can't get onto Andy Benny so far. But look at this. Assassin versus an assassin.
Disgusting amount of damage. I saw Strumpus jump over there, and I was just like, oh, look at that. That's the Kha'Zix doing that damage. And then I realized, no, it was not. Kha'Zix is the one being abused like that.
Oh, man.
So get a little taste of the medicine there.
Imagine being an assassin, but you just get assassinated by the people you're supposed to assassinate. Like, wouldn't that be a hilarious, ironic twist, right? Because that's what Vex has been doing.
Yeah, with the Leandries, nonetheless, man. Like, you're supposed to burn down the HP bars.
It's just pain.
It's just like, no, we just raised them to the ground immediately.
And that's just proof right there. That was the ult from Vex, right? If Vex does get her ult out, you're in a lot of trouble. But speaking of which, Topper going to be coming in. This mid turret going to be a lot of trouble.
Yeah, this is a really big defense coming in, but Maokai is not going to be able to stay alive, but neither will the Leona. That's a key member being taken out. The Cyclone comes through, gets the kill onto the Poppy. Now it's going to be the follow-up. Gravity Field has to be flashed by Robot. Is going to be able to get a fantastic snare for themselves, but now it's going to be the curtain call coming through, trying to see if they'll be able to bend any shots around. Doesn't find anybody besides Mabud, who will gladly tank up those shots.
Great 4v5 there. Winthrop realized they are winning the numbers game. They get 2 for 1. And they're going to take every single win they can get. The gold is still close, Travesty. And who has a scaling advantage? Winthrop, I would even argue, right? Because even though Victor right now is kind of a meme in the early game, is still pretty good of a threat in the late game. So it's going to be the Ziggs, so it's going to be the Wukong. And even Kha'Zix, if he's able to kind of get that pick off, is going to continuously build more damage.
Oh, look at the damage here. Grim, you flashing. And you're still going to burn. It's a 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day. There's Strumpus had the flash available, but does get tagged and bagged. Solar Flare, the Jin follows up. The CC is too much to bear here. Cozy finds the tower, and now it is Kha'Zix all alone. 4 members of SLU bearing down as that was just tragedy unfolding before our eyes there.
Just when you think you're safe, Vex just ults you, and all of a sudden you just lose all your HP. What do you do? It looks like a 1-for-1 trade, but turns out to be a 1-for-2. The bot lane of Winthrop goes down because the rest of St. Louis are able to kind of just go in, collapse, and get the kills. And again, SLU are just front loaded with just so much damage. You make any mistake, they're going to be able to go ahead and capitalize. And they've been doing a good job so far. While Winthrop, they've had some wins here and there. SLU are just, again, they are able to continuously hold a lead. Currently, in terms of power, this is where most of the champions are going to be at their strongest. And, if Winthrop can't find a carry for them to be able to help them out in the fights, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. I just want to say Kha'Zix building the Divine Sunder is a play.
Yeah.
I don't really agree with this.
You caught on to it. I was about to talk about this.
Look, if I was a color, I'd find a way to make myself look bad by just saying how wrong it is or how right it is, but I'm a play-by-play here, and all I can really say is that is an item that you can build in League of Legends, so more power to the player here.
Sheen item Kha'Zix used to be a thing.
Yeah.
In Season 5, when he was a
There-
solo laner.
There are 2 tanky members on the side of St. Louis. I can justify this.
Yeah, you can justify it based
Oh.
off of that. You can't justify, though, is being in this position. Kha'Zix dropping down, collateral damage.
There's the
will
curtain call.
end his life. The curtain call coming through, and it's nothing but curtains for this Maokai here as he's caught out in the mid lane, and Winthrop is just falling apart, getting caught out over and over now.
I just feel like Winthrop right now don't really have that, or just being caught with their pants down and just like they don't really have a game plan this time around, right? They can't win fights. They can't really stall the game out. They just keep getting engaged on it. They don't have a way to fight back, and you know,
Cozy.
SLU on the other hand.
Yeah. Oh! Okay,
That's-
I was about to say it. That dropped. That's all the HP bar
Listen,
dropped.
listen.
That just solo killed the Wukong while he was taking Dragon. They're not letting
Oh
him have
my
any
God.
victories on the map.
There's just no dubs here to be had if you're Winthrop. But at the same time, you know, Winthrop tried their best, A for effort, but unfortunately, St. Louis are just going to be able to come out on top in every sense of the word here. Strongpest going ahead to solo that dragon all by himself. You can ban 5 champions in a game, by the way, but somehow Strongpest will find a way. This guy, again, going to Scouting Crowns, is looking pretty cracked here with the rest of St. Louis. They're all playing well as a team. This is a fantastic game so far for SLU, but unfortunately Winthrop, again, it just feels like they can't get themselves back on their feet. They're just taking L's. They don't have a game plan. All they can do is try to farm, and they'll be like, eventually it'll make a mistake. Eventually we'll be able to kind of fight back. Eventually we'll be able to do something. But this is all SLU's game to lose right now.
Well, the gold lead has been steadily climbing, and the wins have becoming more convincing here. Now with Baron buff, and you're at soul point for Dragon at this moment in time, and Infernal Drake to say more there. It is looking very, well, grim, I guess is the word here for Winthrop B. But
I get
had
the
to wait and
pun.
make sure that I really wanted to say that out loud. But now it's just these inner towers being sieged upon here at Steve.
Okay, bye, turrets. Okay,
Yeah, they're
bye. That's
Hit
2
the paper.
turrets, God. I look at Strumpest. He's just moving up by
He's a
himself.
menace.
No
Just
fear
standing
in this
there
man.
menacingly.
They're just running away. They just know it's like, oh man, he can just army right now. I'm dead. There's nothing Winthrop can do. They can't go in, otherwise they die. And if they don't go in, they die. So what do they
Yeah.
do? You know?
Yeah,
Look at
well, they die is still
They-
the answer
Oh,
here.
oh.
It's going to be the Maokai getting dropped over, but this is a very good fight for them. They're actually able to get 2
Oh.
key members here.
3-man
Beautiful
knockup.
Cyclone onto 3 members. Mabudi's going to have to give his life for this. T-Sum's trying to get away from harm's way. Cozy looking to see if he'll be able to carry the rest of this fight. Flashing on forward, but now over onto the side. Kha'Zix seeing if he'll be able to execute this gym, but he's going to get popped just like that. 4th shot is up and available for Robot. He's getting a little bit of life steal for himself.
He's just
Cozy
pushing.
still taking
He's
towers
just
while
pushing.
this is all happening. T-Sum's here to back him up. He's got that shield bow. He got that life steal. He is just fine and cozy as he is decimating these inhibitors. Grim has his hands full dealing with this Jin over here. Cozy is able to get away scot-free and makes out like a bandit.
It looks like a bad engage at the start, but unfortunately, when you have 2 marksmen in your team, you have that consistent damage. Winthrop show other cards. They already put out all their burst damage, and they can't do anything. They can't do diddly squat. 2 gun better than no gun, Mr. Travesty. As SLU, they get so much off that fight. Even though it looked close, it was like a 2-for-2. They just lose. And look at this, T-Sum's now gonna walk up
Yeah, just
and potentially go in. He
My
will not
favorite
go
part-
in, though.
My favorite part of that is while you were saying all that, you started to go into like Diego from Aladdin. Like, you started channeling that energy, like Iago. Yeah, you were just channeling that Iago energy there. I was like, all right.
There's
yeah,
just no way you can. I don't know. I lost it. I lost it.
That was pretty good, honestly. Like,
Happy
you're just
Halloween,
channeling the
everyone.
energy there. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, for this Halloween, I'm dressed as a color caster. That's my costume. Got him.
Something. There's nothing more terrifying to play by
Yeah.
play.
You can't criticize my casting if I'm not actually the caster. Got him. Checkmate, Twitch chat. Just kidding. You can flame me. My DMs are open. I love
You
you
just
guys.
invite people to slide into your DMs to flame
I
you.
mean, look,
See, I'm a
this
little
is
bit
my
concerned
third
now.
cast this year. I literally find out about this like 2 hours beforehand, and now I get to see SLU, the boys, take out Winthrop, the boys, in this first game. So it's a great game overall. It's a great time to be a gamer, but it's not a great time for Winthrop, right? They are currently down about a lot of gold. I can't do math. And again, they're just not winning these fights. They just don't have the consistent damage compared to what the Jin and Graves is able to provide. Even though they lose their initial burst, SLU, they can still clean it up, right? So it's, we're about to see the 4th Drake kind of come up. Crabapple looking for the assassination. You're not getting this, by the way.
He's looking for it onto the Jin, but the rest
Moon
of the
walks
members
away.
are there. He'll be able to get away. That's going to be fine for him. Curtain call coming in. They're going to try and catch him out.
Ooh,
Not gonna be
Zaga.
able to do that. The chase is admirable, but they will not be able to find anything for themselves there. I want to bring up real quick. You see the items that Graves has right now, right?
Yeah.
I want you to scan real quick through the itemization that we see coming out here. Look at the who has grievous wounds and who does not.
No mercy.
It's just a Wukong, man. He's got an executioner. That's it.
Yeah, it's
There's
not
no way
even
to stop this
it's-
Graves from healing.
it's not even the fact that they aren't building correctly, it's the fact they can't get gold to be able to function, right? They're just getting choked out. There's so many things they have to try to like build against, They don't want to die, but at the same time they don't want SLU to keep being sustained. I don't know. There's just a lot of things happening. All I'm gonna say is that maybe if Kha'Zix had a little bit more lethality, maybe that could have been a dead Jin there, but there's just not enough damage on the side of Winthrop right now. They're just playing to not lose, and it's just unfortunate. And it's not entirely their fault. It's just SLU just played to their win con. They just played the way they had to do, and this is the result of it. Winthrop now have to play to try to survive, try to get picks, and they're just not able to really get any advantages at all. This Baron is gonna go bye-bye, unless there's a steal, though.
They're looking for a possibility. Strumpus is here to play spoiler to any thoughts of that. There is
Ultimate for
also
Ziggs.
some decent vision there. Not going to be able to get in range, though. That is Baron and Winthrop going back to some mana mystery strategies, get into that turtle mode, because that's what they got to try and figure out a way to salvage this game one.
Yeah, there are ways to salvage games, but I just don't really find a possibility.
It's hard for this
It's
one,
gonna
yeah,
take
right?
a
Like-
grave mistake. Like, I'm not
Yes.
even talking, pun intended. Graves will
Fully
have to
intended.
make a mistake as well. It's gonna take a mistake of massive proportions, a mistake that we've never seen in League of Legends before. Maybe in UPL, you've probably seen it in League, but maybe in the UPL, something gravely has to mess up here, and it's just gonna go so horribly wrong that SLU just tilts off the face of the earth, and Winthrop have the mental lead, and it's just not happening here. They're pushing in for the win. What do?
Well,
Current
right
call.
now it seems like the answer is to just take shots like
Oh.
that. 3 shots come through, and that's all she wrote for Grim. Kha'Zix over here onto the side. Vets goes in, drops a huge gets a nice spear. The HP bar shredded, decimated, obliterated. It is just my bud against the world as he falls down. A treat to watch the efforts as it will be Indy Bendy finishing it off with an ace, and that is going to be game number 1 going over to SLU.
A valiant effort there from Winthrop, but unfortunately, SLU right now, they have just left the group of death in UPL, the collegiate smackdown. And right now, they are facing off another one of their collegiate brethren with no mercy. This game number 1, just absolutely... It looked kind of good in the early game, Travesty, but unfortunately, as the game went on, it just didn't really look that good, and then it got worse, and then just became bad, and then we just saw what we just saw. It just
It was a bit of a rough showing there at the very end of the game for sure.
Yeah.
Winthrop B going to look to see how they're going to be able to recover as SLU looks to say here comes the pain here, and it is going to be up to the squad of Winthrop to turn things around. We're going to send it over to a break. When we come back, our analyst desk is going to get us all prepped and ready for game number 2.
Skedaddle,
Our
skedoodle.
Spooky desk.
I summon break with my hands.
Spooky
Go.
I noticed I drink a lot of sodas when I'm gaming. Might as well drink something that's good for me. Head over to drinkolipop.com and order your favorite flavor.
What was expected to be a back and forth match ended up being a game of execution. And that being one that could you execute the win cons that you might or might not have. Welcome back to the Desk, ladies and gentlemen. Ravishing by Destrux and Daniel RMC. Let's go into bring down game number one, because remember, this is do or die between these two teams in this round of 16. Daniel, I know you got some choice words for these teams.
So for Winthrop University, like B team, it's just like a complete disappointment. So I heard they're choosing red side for game 2, but they chose red side and they didn't have a single winning lane. It's unbelievable. You have R5, which is the counter pick, and you can get a winning lane somewhere, and they chose to get it nowhere. They have like an even matchup. Like top lane, like bottom lane is arguably losing. Mid lane's going even. Honestly, going Shop is fighting, destroying this guy, and then they're like drafting linear engage where it makes it really easy. Like the only way for Winthrop to engage on someone is like Maokai W. It's like, okay, we see Maokai walking up to us, just walk away, and like Kha'Zix going Divine Sunderer. Like what? I just don't know what Winthrop is doing. So I'm really hoping game 2 draft is better, and I just really want them to improve the draft because I feel like they were playing better. They got first Dragon, they were able to get good vision to get picks, they got first Rift Herald, and like the only thing that I was worried about for SLU is that like they had like poor vision, and then Zoggle was looking like walking like around like nowhere, Stromp is nowhere. They were just like making normal like waking up like game 1 mistakes, which I think they'll fix over game 2. I'm just so scared for Winthrop B in this series.
Yeah, and I was a little bit worried with the way they allocated a lot of the resources, with the way they set up some of these plays. One of the plays that sticks out to me is going to be the top lane dive that we saw Winthrop try and commit onto Cozy. Keep in mind, it is a Graves, a champion that has a lot of armor in its kit. He completed his shield bow already at the Ninja Tabbies. They're still Ninja Tabbies to me, damn it. But he had a lot of armor to deal with that dive, and he outplays it and gets the kill. It's something that Winthrop B have to keep in mind when they do approach this, because that was a stage where Cozy was already strong, and we saw every member of SLU just got stronger and stronger and stronger. The Andy Bendy power creep was very real towards the late stages of that.
So two things. With the play to Scylla Caps, Eric, that like you mentioned, he was able to like reduce a ton of his damage that he was taking up against the Wukong. And two things too. I remember Daniel, you were talking about it. How Andy Bendy first itemized again that game too was absolutely just chef's kiss. Considering, of course, he got the Gale Force right, but then he went on to get his LDR second and then rapid fire third. Now, I'm not as big brain as you, so tell me why that is so huge brain.
Okay, so Andy Bendy, I was like talking about his build orders in game, and it's so crazy. So Andy Bendy ended up like, first of all, just outperforming. Like he just played amazingly, and then he ended up going Gale Force, which is completely normal. And then he went LDR second because he figured if he goes rapid fire, he won't have enough AD to actually do any damage. So he went LDR first, and because he probably ended up thinking, I'm not going to be able to reach these control mages like Ziggs and Victor. So instead, I'm going to focus on hitting the front. I'm going to focus on hitting Armor Wukong, Armor Maokai, and I'll get the rapid fire later when I've scaled up, gotten more like levels, gotten more AD. So you can tell he's just on peak. And like when he's using his brain, like 0 deaths, right? Using his brain, there's no stopping this guy. I'm like, Andy Bendy's one of the best ADCs in amateur for sure.
And he proves it time and time again. But the question is right now, I feel as though Winthrop is just at half mast. So the question is, can Andy Bendy surely bend them over for a reload? Perhaps will they straighten up their posture and go on about their day into game number 3? It all depends here from now. We do yet again have XT and Travesty on deck. Y'all let me know. Has Andy bench, y'all? Wait.
Oh my god!
Okay, I mean, that moment, clip. I'm Travesty. I'm joined here by XT. I don't know how we follow that up. I really don't.
No, it just kept happening, man. Ravish just kept going, and then he turned around and it was there. It was a ghost of casting past. Something I can't even talk.
It's spooky season, man.
I'm shook. I'm shook. I shook. I tell you.
Definitely shook out here, but we'll have to see if the side of Winthrop is going to be able to shake off some of the menacing things. Oh my God, we got yeah, I don't have any crucifixes.
It just happened, man. He just appeared. What do we do? There's no counterplay. Like, and speaking of no counterplay, let's talk about what's happening in the game too, right? Okay. So,
yeah.
Same sides for both teams here, okay? LSU and Winthrop B. Winthrop, Daniel had an amazing point. Winthrop picked 3 losing lanes in a counter pick role, right? They had the opportunity, and every single opportunity that was presented, they didn't take it. And it's like, the worst part is like, you can't really counter Graves, right? I feel like you ban Graves. I feel like you kind of just start from scratch and go from there. The Graves was a huge issue, right? And you don't want to show your cards too early to Ziggs, right? You want to at least know. Ziggs is not a blindable pick, I think. There's definitely a lot of things you can really play into the Ziggs, especially when there's not really a lot of room, not raw appeal for the Ziggs as well, right? I think the 2 biggest things that I want to see Graves banned, I don't want to see Ziggs kind of brought out too early, right? I want to see Winthrop be a little bit more sneaky, a little bit more tactical, a little bit more, stuff. I just want to see a difference in the bans. Drop the Lucian ban maybe for it, or maybe even drop the Rise ban. We'll have to really see. While SLU, they can kind of just get away with whatever they want, and we'll have to really see what kind of that translates into, as we are going to get thrown into draft.
Yeah, we're going into draft, and to capitalize on some of the things you were saying there, man, it does like SLU came in this prepared for whatever Winthrop B was going to play, and Winthrop B said, yeah, we're just going to play that. So I'm expecting SLU to come in this with the same strategy, honestly, and see what they'll be able to secure themselves in the draft. Is like you said, same sides for both of these squads, so see what adaptations can be made.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure SLU just banned the same stuff, right? Winthrop, I think, have been, they've been getting banned out very differently compared to everyone else, right? They've, people commonly banned the big 3, the Soraka, Seraphine, and Ziggs, because they just don't want to deal with their Winthrop, because that's how they've been winning their games in this season, right? But instead, SLU are just like, okay, well, what if we just played meta? And you're just like, we know what you're going to play. We just know how to play against it, right? So
counter you, yeah.
There's no countering here. You already know what's happening, right? You know what you're getting yourselves into. And SLU, I think that goes to show they're prepared. They know what they're getting themselves into. So bans looking the same right now. We see the Lee Sin again. We see the Lucian again. We see the Yuumi again. The next ban would be Rise here. Winthrop want to run it back here, but I honestly think you banned the Camille here, and maybe see if SLU adapt their bans at all.
Maybe throw that wrench. Give them a question mark. Like, make them think. See what possibly can come through here as Winthrop is taking the time. Oh, they stick with the Rise.
I think, you honestly leave the Camille open and do a trade, right? Camille and Graves, right? They're 2 of the best top laners at the moment. Why not just trade 1 for 1, right? Unless Graves just beats Camille in such a fashion, right? Or maybe Camille beats Graves in such a fashion, right? Maybe it's that, but that's the part that kind of perplexes me here. Why not just leave 2 OP picks up and just have 1 for yourself and 1 for the other team, right? And see who gets the better end of the trade. I think the problem here is that SLU kind of get first dibs on who they want. It's probably going to be like Graves, unless they ban the Graves. Winthrop right now are just like, okay, Camille, not problem. Graves ban instead. Okay, yes. You're just banning 1 OP thing and replacing it with another thing. What?
I like how your vocabulary went to like you were going to go into the Mundoverse there, but it was going in there. But the Graves is taken, and that is banned away. So yeah, the Camille, is that what you want to play here? I feel like you have a lot more experience in Camille matchups than you do the Graves. I do like this adaptation.
Camille is up. Why don't we just take it, right, Travesty? OP pick, right? Oh, what top laner now available? The Akshan? I don't know if they played or not. No. Oh, Wukong? No.
What is this impression turning
Cho'Gath
into?
ultimate on Q. What do you do, right? I guess that's the natural reaction. But SLU, again, they get a comfort pick. Again, you're just banning one OP thing, going for the other. They lock into Ziggs. What's happening here? Someone check on Daniel right now. I think he's... I'd be freaking out if I were him. I'm freaking out as well. Winthrop right now. They said, let's run it back. Let's try the Ziggs one more time. I want to see Ziggs get paired up with a different support, but I'm not really optimistic about the Ziggs coming in this time around.
A Shen getting locked in here, though.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
We haven't seen Shen in a while, and this is a very strong pick in the right hand. So we have to keep our eyes on if this is a champion Mabud is going to be able to pilot to great success here. But LeBlanc, possibly, could be locked in here as a blind pick for Strumpist.
I mean, it's one of Stromfest's best picks. It's also been banned against him every single time. Oh, the Twist of Fate. Oh, we're getting the Twist of Fate Camille comp. So, this used to be a big thing, right? Last year in Worlds, I remember this was being picked all the time, and you would pair this with like the Nidalee, right? So I don't think Zaga's been playing the Nidalee, but this is already a very strong core. You have a lot of pick. You have a lot of pressure in lane. Right, it's gonna be looking pretty tough here on the side of for Winthrop here. I think they're predicting maybe a change up into support, so they're just gonna go ahead and play to match the Shen's ability to have that global teleport. Hey, Baragi gonna be hovering over LeBlanc here. May lock that in for himself, but so far we're seeing a little bit of a difference here, deviating thanks to the Camille. That's just gonna change up so many things.
It changes up so many different things here, and the question is, do you go for a traditional counter pick here and see what you lock in? Silas is a champion that we have seen be a counter pick inside of professional play time and time again, and we're going to see that matchup here yet again.
Yeah, and it's a matchup that I think both teams are very familiar with. I'd even call it maybe like a 60-40, favoring Silas a little bit. He does have a little bit of... He does set up games so quite well. He's going to be in your face and whatnot, stuff like that. But something I do kind of want to know, what does Mordio pick now, right? I think this is all set up for Mordio to have a successful game. This is a comp that's definitely built around a carry jungler. So what's really left on the table realistically, right? We do have the Xin Zhao, we do have the Jarvan, right? Kind of bruisers who can take on that carry position. We do even have stuff like the Kindred, right? To, kind of replace the traditional ADC role that right now they're going to be losing with the lack of with Ziggs being locked in here, right? SLU right now, though, they ban out the Tom Kench, actually. Pretty interesting ban here, maybe predicting the Shen support, which also does make sense to me. It can be flexed out, so there's a lot of little creative directions that Winthrop can really go with here. But so far, I think Zaga's Champo was probably going to get targeted. Both the Poppy and the Trundle both get to get banned out here, but his Nunu is still up and available. Just putting it out there.
Nunu is available. I have my dream of a possible Rengar. I just want to see the Rengar Shen combo again. That's my favorite combo out there. Just the submarine, the Shen Marine coming in. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So I would love to see that. Unfortunately, Rengar hasn't seen play in quite a bit of time.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible here. You just got to believe.
Yeah, and I think SLU right now are doing a good job. I think they're banning out any possible top lane counter picks right now for the Camille, right? Because Shen, in theory, it does have a decent matchup into Camille, but in case Winthrop decide to kind of switch it up with the Shen, they're going to go ahead and put in some other top lane bans here just as insurance. So Winthrop's top lane pool is kind of just cut off here, and maybe this forces Shen to go top. Right now, I think you just pick a support of your Winthrop and save that jungle pick for last to see if you can play around it, but no. Instead it is going to be the Xin Zhao, one of the picks I was talking about. He can play that carry oriented role, but now that means again you don't really have that backline consistent damage here, and the Xin Zhao, I'm kind of hopeful it will do well, but we'll really have to see on what happens here. Medbed right now can throw in a wild card pick here, but the Nuno hover here, this is something that Zaka does play time and time again. The Rengar hover as well. You said it yourself, Travis. You want to see this?
I do want to see it. That's not gonna happen.
No, there's a
Nuno. Yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna happen there. That was just a tease for me.
Yeah, Zaka's shampoo is kind of straightforward. I'm gonna take off my hat here. I don't know why. And it's
get cozy.
Yeah, get cozy here. It's going to be a long ride. There's, again, a lot of aggression coming out for SLU. They have early game again. They have, a lot of ways to set up ganks, set up plays. But this time, Winthrop, they do have at least one winning matchup, potentially two, depending on how my bud plays this Shen. But, if that Shen goes top, by the way, right? But this is a carbon copy of kind of last team's comp, kind of. We do see the same bot lane here that worked really well against the Ziggs Maokai. I don't think we'll see the Maokai. I do want to see a little bit more aggression, a little bit more ways to kind of have priority in the lane. Pyke is definitely one of them. Maybe I could even see something like, I don't know. I'm actually out of ideas here. Morgana's going to get locked in. Okay, that makes sense to me. It's a fair counter. The Q does also help set things up. Maybe we see some level 1 shenanigans, right? There's a lot of early game pressure on Winthrop's side here. But SLU, again, this time they're building a composition around the Camille. Twisted Fate and Camille is kind of one of those age-old combinations that has been kind of tested time and time again. And it's because their abilities to get picks, set up picks so easily and so quickly. It's one of the more feared combos from last season, right? But this time around, Camille is one of the stronger top laners because all the Gore Drinker's nerfs came in, kind of shoved, pushed out a lot of the old bruisers in and kind of put, Camille back into the limelight here. So I'm really interested in seeing on how Cozy, on a comfort pick of himself, pilots this Camille.
Yeah, I feel like this is something we've seen Cozy on numerous times. We get to see the Nunu rotating around the map too. It's going to be absolutely deadly to keep your eyes on. A lot of magic damage coming out here from the side of Winthrop. Some small changes here. Well, actually, the whole entire map has changed around them. They got just the Zig staying the same. But the question is going to remain, is this enough adaptation coming out from the side of Winthrop to tackle what SLU may look to do inside this? Because like you said, they're tackling them with an age-old strategy. They read the Art of War before going in, and they are ready to just go nuts.
Yeah, this time I think Winthrop have a lot of ways to kind of fight back against SLU, right? There's a lot of aggression on the side of Winthrop, which I really like to see, but again, it's just you have the disadvantage, the composition of disadvantages. Like, long fights are not going to be looking really good because you don't have the auto attacker that most ADCs or marksmen will bring, right? If this Jhin gets ahead again, unless Xin Zhao is able to get on top of every single time, it's going to be looking kind of rough here as we go back to our faces, as we are about to load in the game in a few seconds here, I think. I'm still pretty hopeful that Winthrop will put up a fight, but this is still looking like advantage for SLU here. It's a comfort zone composition.
Yeah, they got this really strong strategy going into it, but Winthrop out here, the heart is throbbing. They are ready to see what they're being able to bring to the table. They got a little bit of comfort. They've got some counter matchups in favor of themselves. The Morgana Leona, we know that storyline over and over. The Silas and the TF, we know that over and over. But it does come down to the people who are piloting it to make these counters come to life. So the question is, Winthrop, are they ready to pilot? Are they in the right set of mind? Are they ready? Are their hands warmed up and ready to go? Because this is do or die for them. You talked about it earlier on in the broadcast at sea. This is where if you drop here, you're done. This is the end of the road for you if you drop here. So Winthrop, they're on the edge of the cliff.
Yep, do or die, as our friend Ravaging Ravage would put it in the analyst desk. This is, this is it. This is Winthrop has to either win the next two games or they're out. And SLU right now, they have the momentum. They're on fire. They're looking to kind of win it here, and they're looking to kind of take over the show. We'll have to really see. I think there are some level 1 shenanigans that could realistically happen. Winthrop have the ability to catch with SLU off by surprise, but coming out, having experience with both, knowing Miko, right, the coach for SLU, I think they might be pretty well prepared heading into this matchup. Again, they're very used to playing with the Camille, right? Cozy's in his comfort zone. And we see the Nunu.
Zoom in on Nunu's trunk.
Look at his tail. He has a tail. Did you know that?
I actually didn't. I didn't know he had a tail until now.
Sorry. I mean
Willem has a tail. Nunu
I
doesn't.
mean Willem. Nunu
Yes.
does not have a tail.
Yes.
Okay. I
Willem
keep
has a
forgetting.
tail.
I keep forgetting Nunu is now technically two entities. It's Nunu and Willem. So when you're play-by-playing, okay, I better hear you say Nunu and Willem going in for the gank. I better not just say Nunu going for the gank. I better hear Nunu and Willem. All right, Travis? Is that clear?
I'm being threatened here.
I have nothing to lose here tonight. I just want to let you know right now.
All you've given me is nightmares of if Nunu had a dismount mechanic like Kled or something. Like
No. Willem just
have
chunks
nightmares
Nunu
now.
at the enemy, ricocheting Nunu off the enemy, causing him to have a concussion.
Like I just imagine like little kid Nunu's like pick snowballs off the ground and throw them at the enemy.
It's like you throw Nunu, it's like the Diddy Kong side B. He starts beating you up and it ricochets back onto Willem.
Okay,
It's
now
like
you're
something
selling
like
me on
that.
the idea. We're gonna have to stop this.
You know, I've been producing for a year now. I've had some wacky ideas out there, right? Respect. Put some respect into the XT name. Speaking of respect, looks like Winthrop respect SLU by not invading on level 1. So, unfortunately, no early game shenanigans here. Instead, you got to hear about our casting shenanigans. But I mean,
Our design shenanigans.
yeah, pretty much. You know, when everything's on the line, I mean, I don't blame them for playing safe. You don't want to be caught with your pants down. You don't want to engage on a situation that puts you so behind. You know, you don't want to do the high risk, high reward. They're gonna, you know, try to have more variables under their control.
Yeah. Like you want to be able to have the numbers in your control inside of a matchup like this, where, as we have said numerous times now, do or die for this squad here. As we are seeing some trading coming back and forth here. Habaragi taking a good amount of damage.
Something you don't see commonly in these times. I'm looking at a potential 250 gank on the Nunu. He went for the 3 camp clear. He's not going for the 4th camp, unless he does here. Okay, he does go for the 4th camp. Never mind. I mean, he probably just started P-Path. That way is just in case it's like, hey, maybe I can go for a cheese gank up mid or top. He was definitely in a position to be able to do so, but instead goes for the Wolves. It's not very common you see the Wolves get taken last, at least for me. But wow.
Oh, that's at night.
Wow.
Habaragi getting aggressed upon.
That is
Strumpus throwing
electrocute
out
ignite.
cards.
Wow, Strumpus is really looking to win this lane here.
I mean,
no mercy.
Is there anybody else that you would expect to play TF in this manner, right? Strumpus is
That's true.
Just a madman when it comes down to aggression, and just does it on every champion. He still can't back. Let Habaragi back.
Look at Xin right now. He's going to be looking for the scuttle here, but top lane gank potentially. Zaga right now going for the tower dive, but realistically only scaring off my bud. I also saw in the minimap down below, they were trying to contest for the scuttle. SLU, but unfortunately we're not able to do so. So Zaga not going to be able to get the double crab this time, but this time Habaragi is interrupting. Strumpus is back.
He's like, how does it feel, huh, Strumpus? How does it
This
feel?
is what you did to me. Oh,
Look at the store and sigh.
how dare you interrupt my back? Yeah, this is off the rails right now.
We might have gone a wee bit off the rails, but
Happy Halloween, everyone.
happy Halloween to everybody out there. As
Oh.
Strumpus is getting ganked here, but the go kart comes in, a beautiful flash to stay away from the Silas. Silas
Oh.
cannot finish off the kill on the Strumpus as Zaga finds first blood.
Oh, but a second fight may be coming out here.
Nope.
As Xin does try to go on top of the Camille, but thanks to the hook shot, Cozy Shroud's out of there. But amazing gank setup there by Strumpus. I guess he was definitely limit testing there. Could have definitely died to 1v1, but thankfully...
Strumpus is going to...
Okay, speaking of limit testing.
Jintao has to flash away. He's going to be able to find a kill. He's actually looking to tango with this. You need to bring more people to this Coliseum if you want to tango with Jintao. Double kill going out to the boy.
Okay, I was about like, SLU really limit testing, really nice job by them really pushing the limits of how much they can get away with. And then I don't think you go in for another fight when Nunu hasn't been able to back yet, wasn't able to get, spend his first blood gold. And that's, again... that's Mordio coming off his back, gets the double longsword. He's really strong right now, right? In the early game. Cozy didn't even have items as well, so just really questionable decision there from SLU. I guess you were playing really greedy, but here comes the Nunu coming in for a second gank.
Yeah, my bud doesn't have taunt. He will find himself victim to
Okay.
Zaga. That is
Oh!
a kill. And also a 4th shot to finish off the Morgana in the bot lane.
Yeah, okay, looked kind of weird at first with the Xin Zhao getting the double kill, but I guess also you're just like, all right, we'll just get another 2 kills by ourselves, no worries at all, you know, nothing, no big deal, just another 2v2 victory in the bot lane. I just don't really get the Ziggs blind pick. I just don't think right now, okay, maybe like 4 or 5 patches ago, right? At around like 11.18, 11.17, I see the Ziggs being really strong, right? There just wasn't really a lot of answers, but
Yeah.
it's
Head
been like
sickle the
5
minimum.
patches.
It's there.
And
Talking
my
about
bud's dead
patches,
again.
My bud is not
Dead.
He had flash, so he was able to get out of there, but
He looked dead.
that's the devastation of this combo here, as
Yeah.
we are seeing control being won over by Winthrop B. I want to point out real quick, this is a look at the Jin Zhao. The Jin Zhao is not going that traditional
Wow.
gore drinker we were talking about. That patch has changed a few things.
Well, I think that's just because he knows he's in a really strong position right now. He's just going to go ahead and go for, I believe, the shield bow into Essence Reaver build. This used to be a really, really common like Xin Zhao build before Xin Zhao started to take a lot of the Frostfire Gauntlet and Sunfire and the transition to the Gore Drinker. So this is again more of the traditional Xin Zhao build when he was first introduced to the meta, right? Back at like 11.14, 11.13. Correct me if I'm wrong, but definitely just there's just not a lot of damage right now on Winthrop, right? They need to find, they need to kind of cut their losses here. I think Xin Zhao is more than happy to take that carry role, so I don't blame it at all.
No, I don't either. This is what I want to see here. Strumpus taking 2 tower shots there to try and send a message to Hyperarchy.
Well,
does have T-Sim here in the side here. Doesn't have
look
Solar
at the bot
Flare
lane.
available yet. But bot lane, the gank comes through. It is a black shield onto the Jin Zhao, so no stun to be able to come out. But yet again, going back into things in here, into the mid lane. Solar Flare for Hyperagi, actually. He's putting out a lot of healing. The Stand United has been used. He's going to be able to stay alive for so long. Finds a kill in return. But Bud trying to see if he'll be able to turn it around a little bit more for himself here. No reinforcement as 3 members of SLU have to retreat from the mid lane as the pressure continues to be applied in the bot side.
Really nicely done there by Winthrop in the bot side, at least. They're trying to just make sure Andy Benny's not going to be in his comfort zone. They're looking to punish SLU's setup. The Nunu was looking to steal the red up buff away from Mordio, and at the same time, they wanted to go for their dive, but I guess, there was information given over to Winthrop. Winthrop was able to kind of set up for kind of a bot lane player, able to get a couple of plates here, so for Grim, it's not as bad as it was last time coming out of this bot lane. He's able to stay even in CS. He's able to, I think he's actually has a little bit of a kill lead. I don't know. Probably not. I'm going to guess no, actually. I just realized Jin has a kill. Maybe I'm
Jin
wrong.
does have a kill.
Oh, okay. He's slowly catching
nice
up. I
level
mean,
of CS though.
yeah, he is catching up at least. He's staying toe-to-toe, even with this aggressive bot lane. So, Winthrop, I think, doing what they got to do, doing their best. Not bad, but SLU, unfortunately, they are being proactive. Again, they're playing aggressive. They're looking to get early picks to stop off of that. But the later the game goes, it might be a little bit tough, especially if Xin Zhao is able to continue to get more kills on himself. Right now, he is in a position where he can carry Black Shield with the Morgana going into the team and just bursting someone down. That's probably the Xin Zhao's job here.
What would a Jin Zhao do if he was able to get a kill or two?
He would
what
do a
was
lot
that?
of stuff. He would do a lot of stuff.
He'd do a lot of stuff?
Yeah. I don't know what
like
stuff.
ganking top lane?
No,
Or
he's
maybe
not
tag
ganking top lane. No,
He's
he
looking
won't
to
gank top lane.
He's looking to.
$5 say he does not gank top lane. He instead counter ganks top lane.
Ooh, counter gank! There we go.
Go.
He's going to be jumping forward. Head stick.
Ooh, he
right
dodges
out.
it.
Look at the amount of damage coming through. Mabud is in the center of 4 members. Zaga finds the kill onto the Shin Sinzao. Taken off the board. Nets. Not a single member of SLU has fallen. A great binding to follow up with a little bit of damage from Hyperagi, but all in all, SLU finds the pressure they want.
Yep, that is definitely interesting there on the side of Winthrop. They had the information. They knew there was a play going down potentially, but at the same time, But at the same time, SLU, you know, they were at the right place at the right time. They're just able to death ball better. And unfortunately, everyone from Winthrop are just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and they just get taken out.
This Nunu has been omnipresent here. Zaga
Oh, yeah.
showing how fantastic they are on this champion. Nunu and Winthrop are a champion to be feared when piloted by Zaga, as he is everywhere at the same time.
Yeah, you know, he may not be farming a lot, but he is able to be at the right place at the right time, like you just said. And, you know, it's aggression. It's what they need. They just need to be able to consistently pull the trigger and be able to constantly harass and bully Winthrop, so they're not able to play their stalling game. They're not able to kind of wait for the opportunity to scale up and have this unstoppable wave clear. Instead, what it's looking like right now is that they're just able to kind of get away with what they
Check this
want.
out. There's 3 members bot. They know Jin Zhao's down here. Nunu is up top side here. We do see Destiny is not on available. Xenoflake comes through, not going to follow up with a stun as the Black Shield was there. Satchel Charge to lay a little bit more damage, but there's no minions here. This is just a dance. So much time is being used up by the Jin Zhao. He's face checking a brush here. He's going to find himself getting checked on it as well. Tsum is going to be followed up on. The Jin Zhao is going to be able to find himself getting 1 kill, looking for the second. Binding doesn't hit. Shen backed up to the inner tower. Hakuragi laying in some deeps, but it's the Nunu who keeps rolling into the mid lane. Zaga on a killing spree.
Yeah, bot lane, pretty interesting face check there by the side of Tsum. I'm not really too sure what they're trying to accomplish there, but on the other side of the map, right, we do see, again, Zaga being at the right place at the right time, just being able to help his team out and get another kill. But meanwhile, this dragon is going to be going down.
Yeah, but in favor of who is the question here? Nunu is looking to try and play spoiler to that. The Black Shield is there. Nunu stays alive for so long. By so much time. TP coming in. Blinding is going to be able to connect onto the Nunu. Curtain Call is going to be able to cut off any hope they have, as it is going to be Xin Zhao getting executed on the end shot. Headset ultimatum goes onto the Morgana, and Morgana gets dropped. They're too graphic to show on your screen here, as now it's just going to be SLU going right back to the dragon.
Right, I think right now, if you're the side of SLU, again, you just know you have everything's on your ballpark, right? You can just do whatever you want.
Just this?
Oh man,
just do that? That's all?
This or that. Just do that. Just kill them. Again, SLU are just like, they're finding every single opportunity they can to just go and do whatever they want, and because of it, they kind of just get away with more kills under the belt. And, you know, Tsum just threading the needle with that. Oh, you hate to see it.
That's a way to use your destiny. Just
and here comes
spoil
Zaga.
the recall. Get a kill for yourself.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. SLU just catching out in the bud there. What a twisted use of the destiny.
Yeah, everyone is just getting picked apart one by one.
You were talking about one by one yet again.
Every single time.
Rolling into a whole nother lane, looking to go ahead. Your HP is absolutely zero. Zaga is on a rampage right now.
Away with this every single time. Okay, I think it's amazing. You know, we get our observer. He pans towards top, and we're just like, peaceful top lane. Nunu comes snowball in, die. Okay, another peaceful lane. Zig going for top. Nunu come in, die. No, he's just constantly able to keep up that pressure, being able to punish Winthrop, who are trying to be proactive, trying to get at least some sort of a lead. But SLU are able to kind of just capitalize with their mobility all over the map. They have full control over the top side, and they are just able to just death ball on you.
All right. Nunu is snowballing in here yet again, just going wild. Can I see the gold real quick? Because Nunu hasn't backed in a very long time, and he's been getting a lot of kills. He's currently sitting on a good amount of gold right now. Like he's just rolling around. He got Sunfire Cape, and he has not stopped moving around the map.
Yeah, he is. He's playing for the team, straight up.
Alright, he's spending his gold now. He got himself merch reds, you know.
Oh man, it's just dude. Tsum just like, Do you want me to help?
I don't know
Or-
if he needs to. Strampus is over here just throwing cards here. He's hitting up Hyperagi. He has
He
to flash
flashed.
away. That was a fight he chose to take, but
Ooh,
Strampus
so
taking
close.
a couple tower shots there. Almost bit the bullet over some over-aggression. The Mega Inferno Bomb will clear the rest of that minion wave.
Yep, keeps that turret alive. No problems with that. But look at this.
That's a problem in of itself. He's having to use a
man.
satchel charge just to stop Nunu.
Yeah,
in his
he's
reign of terror.
no one can stop this Nunu from going in right now. If Morgana is not there, you are getting hit by that snowball unless you like flash or use a mobility spell, right? It is tough. But look at this, Andy Benny maybe caught out.
Has the Black Shield onto him. It's going to be immune from some
Good
CC
ult.
here, as that is going to be the kill. Going over to Grim. Excellent catch out, but they cannot pursue any further. They will just take that one kill and walk.
Yep, that's what Winthrop wants right now. They want to be able to pick off people. They want to find little advantage to get. But look at this,
Here we
Nunu's
go.
back.
Cozy looking for a Hextech ultimatum onto the Morgana. They find an instantaneous pick to get the kill. Curtain Call is being
Ooh,
used.
what a
Stand
big shield.
United, what a huge shield. The Immortal Shield Bow coming in, but the Absolute Zero hits true, and so does Andy Benji. Double kill for the Jin. Grim left to defend on his own. Ibaragi not there to be able to assist. No fourth shot to connect any further, but a raid boss in Nunu is rolling through the map.
Yeah, I want to, right now, I'm going to... Oh, okay, Strumpus getting another kill for himself as well. But meanwhile, look at this. Hyperagi trying to go in, but Strumpus again getting away with a kill.
Getting away with it yet again. The saying that you used last game is coming true here. How does he keep getting away with it?
It's
Is the
just
name.
insane.
Right now, SLU. I mean, this is SLU looking even better than game number 1 here, though.
Yeah, honestly, it's just unfortunate for Winthrop. I really liked the comp heading into this. It looked a lot better compared to last time, but I think SLU right now just have the edge. They're just able to outperform Winthrop here, and because of that, Winthrop are just so behind at the moment. They're just playing for scraps right now. They're taking whatever they can get, but unfortunately, it's not really working out here. As you see right now, Dragon's about to spawn. It's going to be the Infernal Drake again, and you definitely don't want to give this one over.
You don't. That is for sure. But Sinzal doesn't have much to say. Wow, that turret's HP is dramatically low.
It's probably going to die here.
What? No. There's no way it drops here. Come on. There's as healthy as can be. It's not like one minion auto will kill it. That's Dragon that goes over, by the way.
That turret will die eventually. Whether it happens on screen or off screen, it's already dead. Yep,
Awesome.
it's dead. Goodbye.
I'll miss
It's going
it.
to happen.
I'll miss
Oh,
it truly.
Oh,
the Nunu doesn't hit its target, and it is going to be Nunu who pays the price. Saga is getting chased down, hunted, will find himself falling down to the Zinzal, but the rest of the team has been abandoned. Cozy Shroud finds the kill onto the Silas, and the rest of SLU is just routing every member of Winthrop. You may have taken the Nunu, but we will take the rest. My bud falls victim, and it is just going to be SLU picking up the ace.
Oh man, that is a 5-for-2 there, and again, SLU just so ahead. It's just, man, Andy Bendy right now on this Jhin, just absolutely playing out of his mind. I think that last shot was blind, no vision at all, absolutely unreal, and
Trick shot.
it was a trick shot. It definitely curved or something.
And MW2, like, it's the YY lateral styles, jumping off of the ladder in terminal. That's what we just saw him do. You didn't
Put
get
it
to
in the
see him
equation
do
and
the
everything.
Trick, but
Yeah.
he ran the numbers.
At this point, I'm inclined to say, Winthrop putting up a wonderful fight, but unfortunately, I think SLU, they just have all the momentum going for them. They are just,
Yes.
on
Fire.
Yeah, that is definitely the term here. Zaga not going to go for the Wave Arrow because it's about to despawn, but instead going to be going...
Oh, hit the
To
wall.
take down
that would have been
Grim?
terrifying for Grim. This is still terrifying for Grim, though. As he
Yeah,
is
his
blocked
just charged
up.
up. Oh.
This is a Stand United.
Oh, that's a
He
big shield, though.
Is going to have a humongous shield. This could be a fight that they're going to be looking to try and take. but the damage is healed up
Good
so
flash.
quickly. Habaragi is caught out of position. There's Strumpus over here onto the side. It's going to be able to catch out the Morgana as he tries to throw out the shackles, but the damage still coming on through. Robot finds the kill with the dancing grenade, and that's going to be Head Tech Ultimatum coming out to Habaragi as Jin continues to follow through. Find himself 3 kills. Can he find more? As it will be the Nunu falling down to the bomb, being dropped by Grim. SLU still coming out on top in that fight.
Man, Zaga is just setting up his team for success. Whenever he finds an opportunity, he's just like, hey guys, look at this, free Ziggs, let's go ahead and collapse on them. And, you know, even though the Ziggs doesn't get taken down immediately, that was a huge shield, by the way, with the Stand United and Black Shield, the rest of the team falls apart all around Winthrop. It's just unfortunate. And again, it's just SLU just so ahead at this point. Again, as you're playing to their win con, they want to be aggressive. They want to pick you off. They want to be able to take advantage of the tools that their team has. And Zaga on this Nunu and Willump is just doing an amazing job right now, just setting up his team to just pick people off whatever he wants. And Camille is immediately there to follow up. Testing ult from Strumpus to immediately follow up, and there's the current call coming up for Jin to immediately follow up. Just so many ways to instantly follow up with Zaga here. It's just, they are just working together with one well-oiled machine.
Andy Bendy has really not had any squeaking or any rust showing at all throughout the series, as he's completely deathless right now.
Right.
Andy has not been bending to no man. He has been really putting in the force. Perfect KDA so far in the game, and an impressive one at that so far on the Jin. We'll have to see if he'll be able to continue that, as you can see him with that 4 shot. He is something to be afraid of for sure.
Black Shield is going to be down. Usually if I'm Zaga, I'm just like, all right, this is my chance.
This is
But
my
he's not going to go in.
moment.
Yeah, just getting some vision on towards that Baron.
Yeah. Look at the item difference between top laners right now, too.
Oh my god.
Like, right now, my bud is not having a great time. in the
Yeah,
matchup.
I feel like they should have done the trade where they leave both the Graves and Camille up, and we'll just be like, we'll take one, you get the other, you know?
Yeah. But
It's just...
maybe. Might have been on
Or
this
even
one
pick
there.
like a top lane counter to this Camille early. You know how powerful Camille is in this patch, right? So, you know, why not just try to play against it? I just don't really know. I mean, the Shen's not bad, but my bud is just struggling right now.
I mean, the shields have been impressive for sure. The
Right.
Sin Uniteds have came in, but the side of
Oh
SLU
my
just
God.
continues to slug away.
Strumpus
and
is just
if
1v1ing the
Cozy
Jin.
just takes out the Morgana here. The Jin is on the hunting path. Jin Zhao taken off the table. This is the person who was going to be the carry, but now it is him dropping. It is Baron being started, and SLU looking to try and find their closing notes to this game.
Yeah, there is just not a damn thing right now Winthrop can do to win these fights, but they are looking to take this dragon for themselves. It's going to be a 2v3 right now. Teleport is available. Camille looking for the flank.
A flash gold card coming in. They have the
Oh,
TV coming
boy.
around on the side. Cozy is legendary. Stromp is barely able to live. Will be able to keep his life. That is a double kill going over to Cozy off the TP, and 3 kills and a dragon for SLU.
Yeah, that's crazy. Again, Winthrop, I think, are just doing their best to get what they can. But at the same time, that's what you're just like, all right, too bad. We have teleport. We can just outfight you here, and we're just going to take you out.
Yeah. It's as simple as that. It's what they're going for here, as you can see. The Jin now trying to go forward, trying to see if he'll be able to get the catch onto the Jin, laying out a good amount of damage. Can the KDA be ruined here? It will! Shut down, going over to the Jin Zhao. Now it's Saga, who is getting trapped onto here. Not going to be able to find anything else, as it's going to be Strumpus. Popping the Destiny, laying it out on the Jin Zhao. Zaga finds a kill, and Strumpus looking for revenge. Pop the Black Shield. Morgana will be able to survive to tell the tale of what happened.
Well,
This is
Speaking
30
of
kills to
tales.
9 right now.
yeah, it's a little bit of a one-sided murder mystery. I don't really have much to say here, Travesty. It's I was
Kill Jin.
optimistic. Yeah, but at what
Andy Bendy
cost?
Doesn't go. I mean, Andy Bendy can't say he went deathless in this series now.
That's true, but he does have a defined KDA now.
he does have a defined KDA right now. Things could fall apart from this point forward. What if this was the secret to success? What if everything just falls apart for SLU right now?
It's gonna take a
You may succeed
mess
in
up
all
of-
your games as long as Indy Bendy doesn't die. Woo.
everything just has to go wrong here if Winthrop want to win here. Like, SLU just have to throw for massive proportion. Deja vu, I know, right, ladies and gentlemen? I'm reusing my script here. It's pretty unfortunate. Oh,
That
and
was
he's just
a lot of damage.
walking up with no fear, dude.
No amount of flex tape will be able to fix that. Let me tell you.
Well, right now, SLU, right now, all they have to do is just group up, march down, and just look to kind of take out the game on their own pace. So Hakuragi maybe looking to go on the top. It's just, I don't really know what color casting could do at this point.
Yeah,
It's looking rough.
right now. It's just one last fight to come out. Cozy's in the back line, is looking to lay in the hurt. Silas stole the absolute zero, but it will do just that, absolutely zero, as it is going to be the side of SLU that finds themselves a quadra kill for the Jin. And it will be SLU looking to end the game here as 26 minutes in. SLU are going on further into the playoffs.
Yeah, sorry, Ravish, sorry, Deathrex. And unfortunately, it's not going to be looking like a Winthrop win. It's going to be an SLU win. 2-0 here. No mercy from the side of SLU. Daniel's got to be absolutely ecstatic on the desk right now. It's just, why would he even bother? I'm a play-by-play. I don't really know what to really say here. No color points at this point. Oh, the only point I got is just SLU are just on fire right now. They know what they got to do to win, and they just came into that series looking to prove a point. And they definitely prove a point. They are one of the top teams to really take down in the series.
Honestly, and what a statement to make with Winthrop, a squad inside of UPL that had found such solid footing. Has really impressed a lot of people out there in a group that had so much stats competition of their own. They weren't a team that people were initially looking at the very beginning of the group. So congratulations to them for getting to the playoffs. But unfortunately for them, SLU came in here hot and ready and just so absolutely powerful here. I honestly, I feel like any team that has to go against them further on into the bracket is going to have to really study how to tackle this squad.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the rest of the playoffs will kind of play out, right? We are looking at a new patch coming in next week, and it is going to change up a couple of things, I think. And I think it'll probably be the last patch before preseason going to drop, so it's going to be the last time we're going to be seeing, season 11. So right now, it just proves to me, right, the meta hasn't really changed too much for SLU. They are still playing stuff that works for them, and unfortunately for Winthrop, they've been playing the game for so long, but unfortunately today, it just seems like SLU had the number.
Yeah, and we'll have to see what the next matchup will hold for them inside the bracket as SLU goes on further. They have to face either AoE Natsus or Team Ambition in their next round, so it will be fun to be able to see what that matchup may hold. With that being said, that's it for us here on the caster desk. We have our beautiful, drop-dead, gorgeous analysts that are ready to break down the game. So, gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you, Travi and XT. Do appreciate y'all yet again for giving out our banker cast. XT, man, I'm happy to see you back on the mic, bro. It was a pleasure. I know we were all genuinely enjoying hearing your beautiful voice, and I know Eric desperately wishes that he could be there beside you. But
so much, man. Elton, I miss you. Let's do cast and desk together sometime, man. I miss you so much.
I mean, we all do, XT. But with that being said, though, gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about that game before we head over to our interview. Are you done? Is this
Are we not talking about the game right now? Because St. Louis, they did it. They broke my heart. They took Winthrop and threw him in the gutter, and I am distraught. But it was a well played game by St. Louis. It's a well placed draft as well. I know Daniel can break more into that one because there's definitely a lot of critique you want to throw that way.
Yeah, I mean, all the praise to SLU, like whoever's drafting for them, like it just what I think a good draft is like if it's player personality into like a good team that is cohesive. But on the other hand, like I swear to you, like Winthrop B did not give their A, or like Winthrop B were like playing well, but whoever was drafting for them, I just think like they happened again. It literally happened again. We gave R5 to a counter pick in Morgana that like did nothing for them. We had like Shantop versus Camille, which was like it stabilizes the Camille but doesn't really do anything, and we're giving like 1 AD, 3 AP. I don't know. It just for perhaps next UPL split and in the future, I hope if they improve on drafts, I think it'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Ultimately, this is where we say goodbye over to Winthrop B. And although we can see throughout the entire season, they had stand-up performances. They were punching above their weight class to the once they managed to make it all the way here up to playoffs. Like, just things of fortune were not up to par. I still do say that their play style was still excellent, but as you said, Daniel, like their drafts just were not something that they could like actively find a win condition on that could lead them up against SLU, because like SLU decides, yo, we just dive and we win, and it was genuinely as simple as that. So
Yeah.
end of the day, I do want to give a big shout out to them, man. Now, for SLU for moving on into the bracket. I know she was talking about, meeting with Maryville again, moving on to the bracket, and like eventually seeing a potential interesting final and rematches of Hugh Fest that he wants to have another go at. But for now, gonna have to wait for a little bit more though. Eric, do want to get your overall thoughts on the game?
My overall thoughts, it's a shame Winthrop went down. It does break my heart because they were the underdog team I was rooting for. But another underdog really did shine out for me in this series, and that's going to be Zaga. Zaga, who's been, as I talked about before, has that shallower champion pool. We haven't seen too much of a performance from him. He's been more of that facilitator for the squad of SLU. This time, it was standout. This time, on the Nunu, some of those ganks showing up at the right place, right time, always being a step ahead of Crabapple. You could see in the very early game that Winthrop were trying to set up for the plays that SLU had already pulled the trigger for. So a lot of that did come out of Zaga. I really appreciate his performance in that, showing that growth and development and having that standout play.
Huge stuff across the board from the entire team, though. But, ladies and gentlemen, we will be hearing from Strompest over from SLU in just a minute or so. So don't go nowhere. When we come back, we will have the interview with him. See you soon.
And you're live, gentlemen.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We do got a main man, Strompest, here with us for the winners interview. Strompest, how you feeling, fam?
Pretty tired. Yeah.
I mean, respect to y'all. But hey, shout out to y'all, the win that y'all get to move on to the playoffs yet again. So I'm excited to see what y'all going to do next. So let me start you off with the questions just real quick, though. Now, one thing for me that I want to try to understand, right, is talking to True before this, the early game is one thing that I know y'all been focusing on a lot. And as you continue throughout the season, do you find that you've been able to make a consistent improvement in those weak points that y'all got?
Yeah, I'd say we're improving. I think we called off a lot of plays that could have went bad in the early game. I think that's the main difference this week compared to before. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, hey, makes sense. Less stats. Let's go give it over. More wins. Dang. Eric.
Well, we're going to do Daniel's question, right?
Oh, I'll do.
Oh, yeah. My bad. You right.
I have a
You
short
right.
question
Yeah.
for you, Strumpus. Vex, I mean, guess new to the scene. You're able to play it. Was it just like a VM pick, or do you think it's like broken? What's up with that?
I
What's up
think
with Vex?
I think Vex is extremely overloaded. She has the kit of a mage and also the kit of an assassin with fucking resets. So yeah, she's just OP. Like the numbers are, it's not balanced. Like her Q gives 50 damage per level. Like no fucking ability does that. It's way too broken. So
yeah, you look really crazy with it, man. Good luck with it and the rest of the playoffs, Eric.
All right. Yeah. The Scouting Grounds invitations just went out, and I know you received yours as well. Given that it is an event that's coming up in the future, I want to know, what are your expectations going to Scouting Grounds? What names are popping out that you've seen invited as well?
names I don't keep track of too much. I know PCL is going for top lane. For ADC, I think it's like Wixie, Ray, Good Boy, and Short Hop, or I guess he's known as Kyle now. As for mid lane, it should be me, Five Fire, APA, and who's the last one? Oh, Bradley, yeah. So,
Can I ask a question on the mid lane pool?
sure.
If it's not too spicy, could you rank who's best from to worst? Like, do you think you're the best or what?
I mean, I'd really say it depends on the day and on the game. But like if I am at peak performance, I would rate myself the best. Obviously, that's like how you should think if you're trying to go pro and like trying to be the best, right? I honestly don't know because it's really different playing with different teammates, right? Like compared to the Proving Grounds teams, like I don't know what the teams are going to be, and sometimes like some teams will not mesh that well with each other, even if you have like really good players. So I really feel like it's a toss up, but I would say on a good day I'm better than all of them, and I will make it all good day. So I will get them all.
Nice. I'm gonna really push for this. Is there like so you're the best for sure. Who's 2, 3, 4?
2, 3, 4.
If you don't want to give it, then it's completely okay.
I'll go to Five Fire for number 2 since he won Proving Grounds, I guess. 3, 4. I guess it would go Bradley APA after. Like I think they're all pretty good. I think like the mid pool this year is like the most fucking stacked it's ever been at SG. I'm pretty sure. So like no disrespect to any of them. I think they're all good players. So
thank you for your answer.
I do not disagree, man. I am excited to see what y'all able to bring out going forward, homie. And yet again, congrats on the win, and good luck to y'all going forward to the playoffs. Appreciate you being on.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, yet again another day of playoffs passing us by. We will have quarterfinals going into the next year. So, Eric, any final thoughts from you and just your big brain of yours? Are you just gonna make fun of me again?
No. I got no more thoughts. I've already used this up. It's starting to wilt a little bit and get crinkled. So we're all done there. I've definitely enjoyed the experience of having Daniel on the desk with us. You're a fun personality to have, especially to banter with in some of these matches and seeing your insight. And what was that? I just heard something from our producer. Maryville.
Maryville lost 2-0. That's crazy. Wait, who won? Who won?
Whoa!
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
You want to drop this one?
So what I've seen so far, let me just go and get the bracket up here. So, yeah, Maryville lost to AOE Dream. Huh.
That's crazy.
I gotta pull.
Got a crazy playoff going on.
Wow.
Yeah, because AOE Dreams is a team that's been definitely underperforming in the UPL. They got beat by quite a few teams that we saw them better as, and it's been slippage after slippage. I believe Speedo's on that team as well. They lost the AoE Civil War that we had seen. So to hear them upset the current defending champions,
I mean, to be
Wow.
fair, Maryville has been kind of a little bit back and forth and like as of late, but I will hold my opinions for now. Though what I will allow y'all to do is go on and have a fantastic night. Thank you all again for joining us. We'll see you back here on Thursday, same time, same place. But until then, I've been Ravishing Ravis. It was Ravishing around the internet. Peace.